next lesson. This one's a really important one. It's open chords. These chords are in thousands and thousands and thousands of songs. They're just reused. You know, they string them in different ways. They, you know, even a lot of songs have the same chord progression with all these open chords. Okay, so let's deal with this. This is one of the first things you want to do when you're learning the guitar. Now, the way that you're going to read the charts below, right? If you take a look at it, you see the strings. The guitar's like this, right? So the box is like this. The top are the strings, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay? If you look at the side, going side to side, those are the frets now. And the numbers right below, those are the finger numbers, okay? Thumb doesn't count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's take a look at the first one, okay? We've got E minor. There's minor and major chords, okay? Minor chords are the kind of chords that sound a little sad, and then major chords sound happier. Okay? So, let's take a look at this E minor. Now, when you're playing these, keep in mind that you really want to have your fingers around it. If you see if they're sort of caving in like this or straight like this, they're going to be touching other strings, and what that's going to create are buzzes. Okay? So, you want to push down really hard, and you want to have it really rounded. So if you see the chart, right, the 6th string has nothing on it. The 5th string, you're putting your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret. And the 4th string, you have your 3rd finger on the 2nd fret as well. See these open strings down here? You want to make sure you're strumming these, okay? Or that you're not blocking them, because you want to hear them. So when, like I said, this is the E minor, and what we're going to do is strum the whole thing. So that, again, was the E minor. Okay. Now, if we're going to look at an E major, one thing to keep in mind when you're learning these chords is that the major and the minor chord are very similar, just one note or 2 notes off. Okay. So what we have here now is the E major. If you keep those fingers down, again, if you look at the box, right? Again, we have the 6th string has nothing on it, and then the 5th string has the 2nd finger, and then on the 2nd fret. 4th string has the 2nd or the 3rd finger on the 2nd fret. Now look at what I'm just going to do with my 1st finger. I'm just going to push that down on the 3rd string, 1st fret. And again, I'm going to strum everything. So that's the E major. So if we go back to the beginning, E minor, why don't you give it a strum? Okay, now we have the E major. All right. So again, these are 2 of the chords that you're going to find quite often in songs. If you just see the E on its own, that'll imply that it's major. If you see an E with the small m, that'll imply that it's minor. Okay? So again, now the next chord we're going to do is A major. What we're going to do is it was quite the squish, and we have to squish all these fingers in the 2nd fret. So we're not going to have anything on the 6th string, nothing on the 5th string. Then we have the 2nd finger on the 2nd fret, 3rd string, or 4th string rather, sorry. 3rd finger on the 2nd fret, 3rd string. Pinky on the same fret on the 2nd string, and then we have to leave that open 1st string to ring out. Now, if you just saw me, what I did there is I skipped the 6th string. You see the X there? That means you don't want to strum that string. So that is the A major, or again, you can just call that the A. Alright, so if we review what we've done already, E minor, then E major, now A major. Alright, again, rounded fingers, right? And remember I was saying major and minor chords, they have the same sort of relationship, right? Or they have the same fingering, except there's going to be 1 note different or sometimes 2 notes different. So you see, if I lift this pinky up, and I put my 1st finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret, now I have an A minor. It sort of resembles the E major, but it's all down a string. Okay, so this is the A minor, and again, not strumming the 6th string. So A minor, A with the small m. So if we review again, E minor, all open, E major, okay, A major, A minor. Okay, only a few more chords here. Next one's a G major. This one's probably the most common in every song, but it's a difficult one. What we've got here is we've got the middle finger on the 3rd fret, 6th string. Okay, then there we have the 1st finger, 5th string, 2nd fret. And then you see you have a really big stretch here with the third finger on the first string, third fret. So you see, again, we have 3 strings open in the middle. You're still going to strum everything. G major. So again, that's the G major or just a G if you see it in a book like that. Okay, so to review again, E minor, E major, A major, A minor, G major. Next one's probably one of the most common ones too. It's C major. It sort of resembles a sort of like a sideways G. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to have the third finger on the 5th string, 3rd fret. Then what we're going to do is that the next string on the 4th string, we have the 2nd finger, 2nd fret, skipping by the 3rd string, and then we have the 1st finger, 1st fret, 2nd string. And if you take a look again, you see on the 6th string there's going to be an X down there where the fingers are. That means don't strum the 6th string. So you're going to start from the 5th string and strum down. So again, that's the C major or just the C. Okay? So again, to review, E minor, E major, A major, A minor, G major, C major. Alright, next one. 2 more left. D major. This one's quite a weird one too. It's weird to fit your fingers in like this, but if you see there, first off, 6th and 5th string, we have X's, which mean don't strum them. 4th string is open, and then we have our 1st finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and then we have the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret, 2nd string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret on the 1st string. So you see, what I'd like to do is maybe put these 2 fingers down first, and then get the 3rd one down. And again, only strumming from the 4th string. And that's the D major. Okay, so to review again, E minor, E major, A major, A minor, G major, C major, D major. And the very last one is D minor. And remember when I was saying that major and minor chords, they're going to be the same except for one note. So instead, this first finger here, we're going to have to put our 2nd finger there instead, which then gives us the 1st finger on the 1st fret, 1st string. Same thing, don't strum the 6th string or the 5th string. And this is our D minor chord. Alright, so let's just quickly go through all those chords one more time. E minor, E major, A major, A minor, G major, C major, D major, D minor. So those are just some of the basic chords again, but if you were looking in a book, remember I was saying that it'll either say G major or just a G, or it'll say G minor and just a G, or just a G with a small m. So again, if you know these chords and you know, not only do you need to know the chords, but you need to know their names too, so that when you see it in a book, you see the C major and you know which chord to play, right? So you know what? Why don't you try one of our one of our songs? We've got Let It Be's got open chords, as well as Wish You Were Here. Those would be 2 great ones to start if you were just trying to learn some of these chords and chord changes. So good luck. Really important chords to learn.